It's a feeling when you know you enjoy doing something, you know, like you gravitate to it.
So, wanting to model, was that an intrinsic feeling that you knew you would be successful at it, or was it encouragement from like peers and family?
I would definitely say it was a little bit of both. So definitely encouragement, you know, from family, mom, and just people seeing pictures and first thinking I'm photogenic, and then after, you know, taking that interest and going into modeling because there was a genuine passion, you know, just getting that feedback from small shoots that I had done, you know, things like that. But it definitely just, it's a feeling when you know you enjoy doing something, you know, like you gravitate to it. So it's one of those things where it's definitely, you know, the encouragement from those around you, but then it's also that genuine desire and something that you feel like, oh, that's something I enjoy doing, I know I can do, and I would be successful at. You know what I mean? So a little bit of both of those.
Looking, you know, from the outside in, modeling looks like super easy, super posh.
That's true.
And with that face you made, I know it's not super easy.
It's definitely not. And I say that because when you truly look at where you start and where you want to be, you realize that that takes a lot of work and you have to be consistent. And so most people, when they think of modeling, they think, oh, easy, just pose, just look good, etc. But you really do have to practice facial expressions. You have to practice poses. You have to really put a lot of effort in it, and then do your homework outside of that. You know, study great models, study good walks, etc. It's not as easy as most people think it is.
Now, modeling is probably one of the most criticized industries, especially from the social platform.
Right.
What gave you the courage to, you know, to jump in and feel like you could do it?
Well, for me, it's just having that confidence, you know, within, and having the desire to challenge into something, or to go into something that's challenging, you know. So even in like the face of adversity, I guess you could say, or just knowing that other people will have an opinion, you kind of just go in feeling like this is something I'm passionate about, and you maintain the confidence to do it. So
welcome.
The term Instagram model, when you hear people saying that, what is that? How does that make you feel?
The term Instagram model, that's very tricky because it's one of those things where I guess you can look at that from multiple point of views, because for some people it's like Instagram model, you automatically think of that certain type of girl where it's just like, not necessarily in a swimsuit, but you think of that generic type of model, someone that's, you know, gotten it the easy way rather, using social media. But then you also have others who kind of look at it as a dynamic as well. That's the way that they chose to go, but it's gotten them somewhere, I guess, if that makes sense. So for me, it's just like the term Instagram model is just, I don't know, I guess I'll say it's another term because I don't want to be too...
Do you feel judged when you hear people use that term?
Instagram model?
Right.
I actually don't feel judged when I hear that term, and I guess it goes back to me knowing that I really do want to tap into like runway, high fashion. Like for me, that term Instagram model kind of limits you to when people think of you, or they automatically think of Instagram, and that's not where I per se feel like I'm headed. You know, like I feel like I'm far beyond just the Instagram model, and I feel like I have more to offer. And not to say that in like a way where it offends Instagram models. You know what I mean? It's just tricky.
Let's say you have a younger sister.
Okay.
Who's very influenced by what you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
She sees all the positive things that come with it. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that you would warn her about?
I think for me, some of the things that I would warn her about are the fact that everyone's going to have an opinion, everyone. And so, you know, you truly do have to have thick skin and possess great confidence in knowing that you may put something out, or you may do something that someone may not agree with, or have, you know, really harsh words to say about it, etc., whatever, or whether it's taking a picture, anything. So I just think, you know, one of the most important things that I would warn her about is just making sure she's confident within, you know, going into such a world where you're going to receive a lot of criticism.
Is there a time limit on when you'll exit the industry, or is there an accolade that you would get where you would say, hey, this is it, I'm out?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of hard for me to answer that question just based on the fact that right now I'm nearly starting to get where I want to be as far as, you know, progressing, you know, because all great things take time, they say. And so I'm just now kind of fresh, and I still see myself going, you know, so much further than where I currently am. So, I mean, I can't really say exactly when I could see myself stopping, but I know the more God continues to bless me with opportunities and I'm climbing the ladder and, you know, doing more than what I've done in the past, like, it'll make me continue to want to do that. So I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously at some point there would be a time where I want to tap in something else, whether it's, you know, entrepreneurship or whatever, to just have a backup. But as far as just modeling, like, that's something I want to do for quite some time until I just feel like that's it.
Let's fast forward 3 years from now. That's a good amount of time, right?
3 years from now, yeah.
Maybe 5 years?
3 or 5, I mean, whichever one.
I'm gonna go with 3. Let's fast forward.
Okay, 3 years.
Fast forward 3 years.
Okay.
Give me 2 things that you would have accomplished that'll make you feel like you're going on the right path.
Well, I would really have to say that I've tried out for America's Next Top Model 3 times, and you know, each time it was a great experience, but I never got casted for the show. So I said for 2018 that I really wanted to make it my goal to speak that into existence, put my all in doing more shoots, practicing poses, facial expressions. So I truly feel like, one, if I can be graced with the opportunity to be casted for the show for America's Next Top Model, so that would be one thing. And then the other thing I would have to say, I guess the other thing would just to be in a position where I'm truly, like, I mean, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, to just be in a better space, you know? It's not one of those things where I can just pinpoint it exactly, but I just, 3 years from now, just me being in a space where I see growth, I see results, etc., will make me feel like I'm headed down the right path. I have to remember that I'm on camera.
Hey, that's cool.
But you'll be able to edit.
It's better that you forget that you're on camera. It always works out better.
I feel like some of these are awkward.
I appreciate you doing this with me.
No, of course, absolutely. It was really my pleasure, and yeah, it was cool to sit here, talk, and kind of get me to open up a bit more, just be more comfortable with the camera. So thank you.